I got my glass of wine and my box of chocolates, and I'm about to settle in and watch a few love stories on Netflix. If you're wondering what's good on Netflix for Valentine's Day, stick around because I'm going to share with you my top 5 best Netflix love stories. Hey guys, I'm Teresa, and if you're new to my channel,
Have a new student joining us.
First off, welcome. Goddamn it, welcome.
I'm from Michigan. Great.
I want to encourage you guys to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be the first to know when I have a new video out. So I want you guys to know that it was really hard for me to actually rank these movies because I felt like they were all pretty good love stories. So let's start with the first 2 that I'm going to talk about are teen love stories. So if you're into teen drama, then you're going to love these ones. For me, they really spoke to the little girl in me, and they made me, you know, nostalgic and want to reminisce about high school and, you know, just the school days. So the first one is Kissing Booth. Now, I first came across this movie from Facebook. Everybody was talking about it. They were saying how great of a movie it was. So I thought to myself, I gotta check it out. And I'm glad I did because it is such an adorable movie. Oh my gosh, you guys. It's starring Joey King, who plays Al Evans. She's the main character, and she is adorable in this movie. One of the things that really touched me was that, you know, she's growing up. In the movie, she's growing up and going to high school, and she doesn't have her mom there to guide her and to show her the way, you know. So it's a very coming of age storyline. So that made me feel warm inside and just kind of a little bit sad for her. But it's a great story because one of the things I like about it is that it's not the usual girl likes best friend likes someone else, best friend dates someone else, then realizes that he loves girl too, and then they get together and live happily ever after. It wasn't like that. It's a really good movie about friendship and the boundaries of friendship. Basically, Elle and her friend Lee, they set up these rules. Kind of dumb though, if you ask me, but I mean, it's a love story, and sometimes with love stories you have to suspend logic a little bit to kind of go with the flow. So you might have to do that. No, you will have to do that with this movie, but it's cute and you'll still enjoy it. But yeah, they create these rules, and one of the rules is that Elle cannot date Lee's older brother Noah, which is shitty for her because Noah is pretty good looking. So yeah, it's just about figuring out the boundaries of friendship, what friendship is and isn't, and basically, are you gonna follow the rules or are you gonna follow your heart? And I think Elle, she in the end figures out what's most important to her and tries to find the balance between following the rules and following her heart. So for number 4, I feel like this is just the absolute sweetest movie I have seen in a long time. It really pulls on my heartstrings, and it is To All the Boys I Loved Before. That title alone is just like, oh, this is so cute. This is so cute. I loved it. It's starring Lana Condor as Lara Jean, which, by the way, who in their right mind is naming their child Lara Jean in this day and age? Like, Lara Jean? Which Anne is she named after? She gotta be named after Anne or Granny or something, because I just can't see people coming up with them names in this day and age for children. Like, how? Why? Why are you doing that? I would call her LJ, so we're gonna call her LJ. She, again, is another sweet character, very likable, very timid girl. She reminds me somewhat of myself. I don't know, she's just really sweet and really shy, and again, it's another coming of age story, very similar to Kissing Booth in that her mom is not in her life. Her mom passed away, so she's also having to navigate high school without her mom, and at least though she has an older sibling to look up to, someone to ask advice from, and that's what she does throughout the movie, is get advice from her sister, which is really helpful. And her sister is actually played by Janelle Parrish, so if you guys watch Pretty Little Liars, you will enjoy seeing Janelle in this very different role from her role as Mona in Pretty Little Liars. So it's really great and I really enjoyed it. And honestly, it just kind of reminded me of like when you were in primary school and you had like your little boyfriend, your little crush on your boyfriends and stuff. That's what it kind of reminded me of. And basically the story goes that she was in this fantasy world where, you know, she doesn't really express how she feels to anyone really. She's kind of closed off from the world, kind of a homebody type girl. She doesn't really go out. She has one best friend, but even her best friend seems more outgoing and more carefree than she is. She's more conservative and to herself, and throughout the movie we see her blossom and we see her grow, and it's really sweet to see. So again, another great coming of age story. But basically she writes these love letters to these boys that she has crushes on, and one day they get mailed out to all the boys, and then the chaos ensues. So it's really a funny / awkward movie to watch, because there's some awkward moments in there. You're kind of like, oh my gosh, this is so funny. Yeah, so I really enjoyed that movie. I think they're even coming out with, if I'm not mistaken, I think they're coming out with a part 2. I think it's called To All the Boys I Loved Before, P.S. I Still Love You, and it looks just as adorable, and I cannot wait to check it out. It's probably coming out pretty soon, or maybe it already has. If you like To All the Boys I Loved Before, you will like number 2 as well. And I think Kissing Booth is also coming out with a Kissing Booth number 2. Due to a fan demand. Let's hope that part 2 is as good as part 1. So number 3, this one everybody knows about. It's not going to be a surprise, and it is The Notebook. I'm actually a late bloomer to The Notebook, because it took me a really long time for some reason to watch Notebook. Like years and years after it came out, I finally started to watch it, and I love it. It is so romantic. It is so sweet, and I'm a sucker for those kind of love stories where, you know, you meet as a teenager and you fall in love, and star-crossed lovers, and it's just, oh, everything is so wonderful, and it just makes you feel so happy and just good vibes inside. And then, you know, they grow apart and they move away, and then they come back together again as adults and see if they can't make it work. And that's exactly what this story is about. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, because I know you guys have already seen it, and you know that it is a classic. It is a staple Valentine's Day must-watch movie. If you haven't seen it, what are you waiting for? Don't be the last person on earth not to see it. Go and see that movie. It's right there on Netflix. All you gotta do is log in, hit play. You will not regret it. It's a beautiful story. Number 2, I really like this movie for the diversity alone. The diversity alone was great to see, and that is Always Be My Maybe. Obviously a play off the song Always Be My Baby, but Always Be My Maybe is it's really a funny movie, because the main character is played by Ali Wong. She plays Sasha in the movie, and Ali Wong is a comedian, and she is hilarious in this movie. Again, a lot of awkward moments in this movie. It's basically about 2 best friends who, you know, they grew up together. They had an awkward moment that changed the course of their friendship forever, and then they grew apart and they awkwardly meet again some years later when they're adults, and then they try to they didn't instantly rekindle their love, they just rekindled their friendship first, and then the love sort of crept back in there. But it is a beautiful story played by the main characters in the movie are Asian. I think like in the storyline they're Korean and Vietnamese American, so I love that. I love diversity. I love when we can get a movie that's not just starring an all-white cast, you know. I think we need to have more diversity. I'm super glad that the industry in general is starting to recognize that, you know, people of color, other races outside of the white race can sell movies. We will go and support other movies that are done predominantly by other races. So it's great to see, and I loved it. I love how they infused the culture in there. It was great, and it was just all around funny. It's a good movie to watch with your partner, because it's not, if your boo is not into the whole lovey-dovey, some men are not and some men are. If he's not, then he'll definitely appreciate this one, because it's not as romantic-y as the other ones, like The Notebook and stuff like that. So he will really appreciate that one, and yeah, you'll have a good time watching it. And my number 1 pick, I remember when I watched this movie, it was so beautiful. It literally made me cry. More so than The Notebook. I think I expected it of The Notebook, but I didn't expect it of this movie. And yes, it is another Nicholas Sparks book-turned movie. So Nicholas Sparks, my hat goes off to you, man. Like, Mr. Nicholas, sir, well done. God has blessed you with a gift, because your stories are absolutely incredible, and I enjoy them. I truly do. This one is The Best of Me. and if you haven't seen it, you should see it. I don't really hear a lot of people talking about it, so I feel like it's a really underrated story, really underrated movie. I love it though. I love it. And it is, again, right in my alley. High school sweethearts, they grow apart, find their way back together, but it has quite a bit of twists and turns. This is not your average love story, I would say that. It has more twists and turns in it than I expected, and again, when it comes to love movies, you kind of have to suspend reasoning and logic a little bit to kind of go along with the storyline to make it make sense, right? So don't be surprised, you know, if you get a twist and then you get another one and you're like, what the heck? Just let it go and just go with the flow. Just suspend all logic and go with the flow. But that movie had me like, just when I thought I had it figured out, it was sort of like, boom, here's another one, then boom, and it was, I didn't see this coming. Oh my god, what? How did this happen? How? Why? But I loved it, and it is my all-time, it's a staple for me. Love watching it, and I will definitely be watching it again for Valentine's Day. I just, best. That one, my favorite one. Absolutely my favorite one. Alright guys, so those are my top 5 best Netflix love stories. Kissing Booth, To All the Boys I Loved Before, The Notebook, Always Be My Baby, and The Best of Me. I am going to wish you guys a happy Valentine's Day, and I hope you guys get showered in lots of love and laughter, and you get some wine, ladies, and some chocolate, some popcorn, maybe a steak dinner, maybe you get a little watch or something, some jewelry, something. Don't forget the men too, they need love too, so don't forget them. And don't forget that Valentine's Day is more than just about romance, love, you know. Share the love with your mom, your dad, your siblings, your cousins, your auntie, your granny, your uncle, everybody, all your friends. Sending you all my love, guys. Have a great Valentine's Day, and I'll see you next time.